Okay, today I'm going to make a memory board. Now I found a lot of photographs of my son when he was born, and he was born very, very early. He was premature. And this is him in his incubator at the hospital. And for some reason all these photos are loose in a box. And I thought it's about time I got them on paper, especially now he's got his own children. And his latest, Penny Rose, who was born in September during lockdown, which I've not had chance to have that lovely cuddle with her yet. I thought I'd better do something with these photos, especially as she looks exactly like her dad when he was that age. So we're just going to have a bit of a play and see where we can put everything. Recently I've just done I helped out with a parenting course, and when I was a mum I would love to have someone to say, oh well, we did it like this and it could work for you but it might not work for you, and yeah, it would be nice to have that interaction with the older generation telling us what could work and what couldn't work, because we realise that, you know, every child is unique and they'll all run circles round us, and yeah, it's not easy being a parent, and it must have been absolutely really difficult to be a parent during the lockdowns that we've been having lately. And I take my hats off to you all, because I think you've done absolutely amazingly well, considering. It can't have been easy at all. And I started doing Stampin'Up to keep myself busy during lockdown. And it's a catalogue based on lots of lovely designer paper. And today I'm going to be using this lovely sand and sea designer paper, which I'm going to cut up a little bit to put around my arrangement. So this is what I do, is I arrange the photos in some kind of order. This is him as he's getting older, and it'd have to be several other pages later when he gets to be an adult, but he looks so different now. And I know children are meant to grow up, but I do miss having them at home. They've been gone a long time now, so you know, it does get easier. Yeah, I know I should have cut all this lot out first, so if I don't talk I can speed it up. Now all these designer papers, they all come with stamps. Really nice stamps that you can use to embellish your... I've got one of those, haven't I? Yeah, to embellish your cards or your scrapbooking. On one of these embarrassing memory boards that I'm doing right now. I'll probably do this for my son's birthday, and I'll put it in a nice frame for him, I think. It won't be a surprise if he watches this video, but at least I've enjoyed making it. And you'll probably think, oh, another picture from Mum, which I'll only get out when she comes. No, I'm sure he's not like that at all. I'm sure he's really pleased when he gets homemade gifts from me. just as I am pleased when I receive lots of things from the grandchildren to put on my fridge. Because they live so far away from me, I don't get to see all of that every day or every week, what they've been making. But that's okay. I remember having lots of things on my fridge when my boys were small. Some things, they used to come home with massive models of toilet rolls and washing up liquid bottles, all stuck together to look like something they told me it looked like. But I'm trying not to say, actually it doesn't really look like that. But you can't knock their confidence, you know. You've got to say that's lovely, and you've got to say, no, I promise I won't throw it away. And now I've still got stuff in the loft that I promise not to throw away, and I'm sure they won't mind if I chuck it out. And if they mind, I think they should come and get it themselves. What do you think? I wonder if you've got another photo just to stick right there, or do you think that's enough? I don't want to overload it. I've got one here with him having pancake strawberries as well in our kitchen in the old house. But do I snip it, make it smaller? It'd be nice to have that off completely on that side, wouldn't it? Now I know my older customers, because I help people in their own homes with cooking, cleaning and ironing and gardening and whatever they want, so that's not going to even fit there now. But I told them about cutting up photos and they nearly bit my head off. What? What do you mean you're cutting up photos? So everyone's different and they may not like to do this, cutting up their photos and putting embellishments next to it. But I quite like it. Now this one here, I mean that could be sliced up a little bit. It's got an old-fashioned radio and everything. It would just be nice not to have the sofas in and the older furniture in there. I know it's memories, but we were playing a lovely game there. You know what I really miss? Playing games with my children. We played so many games. From this one here, which is picture bingo. So the children learn what things are. I think as they got older, we changed it to different languages. There, we might be able to get this other one on now. Now we chopped it. And I'm not sure whether to chop that one because it's very important that we can see him is in the incubator, but it is slightly a bit too big, isn't it, really? We know where he is. We don't need to worry about having that as a whole picture. So there we go. We sliced that one and we sliced that one. That's also a very big, fairly big picture. So what can we do? Just pop him down there like that, maybe sticking up a little bit. What do you think? Maybe have that one there. How does that look? I mean, we've got this old lady in the way there, haven't we? And this lady, I wonder if we just snip that as well. But then we miss out where he is, and we're at the church fete there in the ladies, the vicar's big garden. I think we're there. That's what's going on there. And we've not done one for ages because of the COVID, obviously. Now you can use dimensionals. Now dimensionals are sticky back, double-sided sponge dimensionals that stick on the back and make everything 3D. But unfortunately, I haven't got any left. You can order them from the catalogue for, I think, £3.50, something like that. But back along, I bought, I mean, now I improvise, you know, I buy from all over the place. And I've only just started with Stampin'Up, so I didn't know you could get everything from them. So I bought this, and it's sticky back foam on a reel, and it's ideal for making sliding cards. Now if you've been on YouTube, you can see that how to make a sliding card. And it's quite easy, and I might show you, but there are plenty of videos on YouTube to be able to see for yourself. Now, if you do go on YouTube and you find a really good idea and you want to have a go, and well, it'll be really polite. I'm not saying you have to, but I think, you know, really you should do is mention the person you got it from. So say like you did a video on recreating someone else's idea. It would be nice just to say, actually, you know, I was inspired to do this by such and such. I made a card recently. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Now I made this card, and I was inspired to do this from a lady on the YouTube channel. Her YouTube channel was called Mummies with the MOMMIES Creations. Now she sounded like a Chinese or a Japanese lady. So check out her channel because she makes these gorgeous cards, and I've changed it slightly so you probably can't really tell that that's supposed to be a dress and that's a man's tuxedo. But on her channel, she's done it as a wedding dress, and it's clear as day that it's a wedding dress, and it's clear as day that there's a man stood next to. But it's the outfit, obviously, two outfits together. But I've changed it slightly to be an anniversary card, because you're not going to wear your wedding dress forever, not unless you're that advert on the telly getting your money's worth. So, and then on the back, if I sent that to someone, what I'm going to do is going to have some stickers made up saying where I got the papers from, which would be Stampin'Up, and I'd have my logo on it, saying designed by Pamela Extra Hands, and then also I'll put on there inspired by. And if I get my friend to do the stickers for me and leave a gap where inspired by it would be, then I could put the names of people that inspired me to do it. Now, the only thing about these sticky back things, it takes forever to take the label off. So I might shut up and put everything on and speed it up for you, alright? Sit and Ride toys. I wonder how much they are now. They used to be £1 or so. Well, 50p I think, and 20p was 50p was the most, I think. We used to go to Westward Ho and take a whole bag of 20p's, and they had a whale of a time going on the mall, like a mini fair ride, a mini escape to the fair. So, now what else could you put with them as an embellishment? I know we've got these, so we'll glue those on. And you can have these anywhere, dotted anywhere. Because I want to leave a gap for some stamping. So what about here? That'd be nice. There we can cover that lady's head, can't we? That's it. Cover that lady's head. That's good. Yeah, it's nice to have memories of when they were growing up. So I was helping on this parenting course. I just wanted to be with people who had just started with their children, and I thought I could be a bit of a help really, and see if some of the mistakes I'd made in life would be helpful for them not to make the same mistakes I made. But you know, making mistakes and learning from them is all part of growing up and becoming an adult and becoming a parent. And it doesn't matter if you make mistakes, you know, because then your children will go, oh well, mum doesn't always get it right. Dad might always get it right, and he likes to think so, but mum doesn't get everything right. And it just takes the pressure off them as well, you know, because then they'll realise that they too can make mistakes and learn from them. So what would look nice there would be, not photos everywhere, obviously whatever I do for one child I've got to do for the other. So if I'm sending this to Julian, I've got to have one for Josh. And I'm sure you were the same in your house. Now these are darling donkeys that you can get from the magazine, from Stampin'Up. And so let's have a really nice, I haven't got any card at the moment, so I'm using the cards that I usually make cards with. Just pop it to one side a minute. So I'm just going to use that side. And then what's really helpful, if I had everything out, that would have been really helpful. No mind. Right, so I've got this clear block, which is handy for putting these stamps on. Now years ago when I used to make cards, the stamps came on little wooden blocks. I still have a few little wooden blocks. Like these letters, these are ideal. And you can get those for $1.99 in Home Bargains. I think I got them in. So let's have. Now what I normally do is I always have a big piece of paper underneath whatever I'm doing at the time, and I like to try it out on the paper first. Oh, that looks lovely. So we probably need, for our picture, which has disappeared, right, yeah, one of those I think. Now normally I have a cloth here to wipe each one of them off before I put them back. So I'll stick it over there, waiting to have a wash. And before I put them back, otherwise they'll get in the mess. And then if I use a different colour ink, which you can also get from the stamping magazine, everything you need for stamping, die cutting, embossing, designer series paper, embellishments, dimensionals, everything we mention can be got from the magazine. There's also a very unique machine that does embossing. You get an embossing folder and you put it through the machine and it makes things like this. Oh. That you can use as like 3D on your pictures and things that you're making. You know, it's just nice to have something to do during lockdowns, during a day that's really miserable outside. I used to make cards with my children, and we used to have hours of fun. In fact, they loved spending more time inside, or well, they used to say to me, I wish it was a rainy day, they'd say, because we'd have more fun on a rainy day. But it wasn't entirely true, obviously, because there was lots of other things to do. I will wash those later, so if I keep it open, that'll remind me. So I've done these, and I'll cut them out, but the magazine normally has, for whatever stamps they've got, they'll always have either a hole punch that'll punch them out as well, uniquely, perfectly, and that sticky stuff that's got on my scissors. Right, there we go. Or though you can use dies on your machine if you're thinking of getting the machine. I agonised over getting the machine because it's £112, and but I decided to add Stampin' Up to my business because I go into people's houses to cook, clean, go shopping, help them in the garden with anything they want, really. Because I used to work as a community carer in their homes, and we never had time to do the things that they really wanted us to do. We were always doing just the minimal, and then there was never time to sit and chat with them. There was never time to change the duvet or change the curtains to the summer ones, or just to make sure they had everything they needed. And they might not see anyone for the rest of the day, and it really broke my heart. And I thought, I'd really love to set up my own business, making sure that they had time to talk to me and time to do all those jobs that they just couldn't manage on their own, and they just needed a little bit of extra help. But during lockdown, obviously, most of them went into isolation, and I lost a lot of work. And I'm slowly getting it back now because God loves me, and He always makes sure that I'm provided for. So if I'm struggling, I will pray, and no word of a lie. I've always got another job before the end of the week, once I prayed at the beginning of the week. And I'm starting to get all my customers back from after lockdown, which is nice. Anyway, I'm rambling again, sorry, and I know not everyone wants to know this every time they're looking for scrapbooking ideas. So I decided that I would help in other ways as well, because sometimes it only takes an hour and a half to clean the whole house, and they insist on me sitting and talking for ages, and they insist on paying me for it. Now, I don't like getting paid for something I'm not doing, and I know a part of my job was doing the talking as well, but I prefer to be doing something to their benefit. So I thought, for those who are creative, I could help do exactly this. Show them how to do scrapbooking and making cards and things. And for the men who I help, who are not creative like this, most of the men like playing cards, and they'd like to learn how to play chess. Some of them like playing Scrabble, and help with the DIY jobs, which is, I'm not fantastic, but I'd give anything a go. So I've added that to my business as well. So spending £112 on a machine which will help get things embossed or cut out better, because I know I'm not going to be able to cut out things forever, and if I want things done, if I wanted to do a group session, it would be nice and quick to have it all cut out ready. Although I love cutting out. I used to help at Spring Harvest, and in an evening we would be cutting out stuff ready for the projects we would be doing with the children the next day. While everyone else was bouncing around in the big top, singing non-stop, we'd also be being in the big top, but we'd be sat there listening to the conversations and the sermons and the songs, but we'll be cutting out frantically, getting it all ready for hundreds of children the next day. So there you go. Now you can colour these in, and also at Stampin'Up they've got these lovely blends. Now I've got 2 blends that are different colours, and the reason for that is because I won these in a bingo when there's a lady across the road called Wendy, and she's a lap tray crafter who's also a demonstrator for Stampin'Up, and she did a catalogue launch, and when she does that she also does a raffle. So I won these separately, but when you order these blends, they come in two tones of the same colour, so one would be darker and one would be lighter.